Hey everyone, and another happy lazy Sunday to you, my lovely weekend warriors. I hope the weekend has been good to y'all, and if not, sit back, relax, and let me entertain you for a moment. So yeah, I've been gone for a good amount of time, and it's been a couple weeks since I've made my last upload, and I have not been keeping up with my promises to release reviews for all the movies and shows I've seen in those weeks. I just want to say I'm sorry that I've been falling behind on all of my posts. These past couple weeks have been hard. These reviews take a lot of time and effort to make, and I have just hit some major creative blocks, where my mind simply refuses to express my thoughts and ideas on how I want to create each review. I tend to overthink everything rather than just have fun making these reviews because I just want to make sure that everything is
perfect. Not good, not excellent, perfect.
But I'm just gonna dump all of that from my mind and just have fun talking about what I love to talk about, and that's movies and TV shows. So let's get into it. Good Boys, starring Jacob Tremblay, Keith L. Williams, Brady Noon, Molly Gordon, Midori Francis, Will Forte, Retta, who plays Donna from Parks and Recreation, and Lil Ray Howrey, who you might know from the 2017 horror masterpiece, Get Out. Good Boys follows our three main characters who have been friends since The Crib, which was probably not that long ago since these guys look like they're about 8 years old. They're now entering junior high and they get the opportunity to go to a popular kids party, but this is no regular party because there will be kissing at the party. That poses a problem for them as, well, none of them have really done it before. So they decide to spy on their neighbors with Max's dad's drone, but get caught in the process. And now they have to get the drone back before they get in trouble so they can still go to the party and kiss some girls. As we all know, raunchy comedies have been around for a long time, and they tend to push the envelope more and more each time. But Good Boys takes this idea to a whole new level by making this raunchy comedy about kids and what it's like to grow up. Now, we've seen kids in R-rated movies, but they are mostly relegated to side characters where they do say some pretty crazy things, but are not the main focus of the movie. But here, these kids are the main focus of the movie, which makes me wonder if their parents let them see this movie even though it was rated R. I'm thinking the conversation went a little something like this. Haha, hey there, sweetheart, thank you so much for taking that role. It really helped the family out to make enough money to finally put that new patio you wanted to put in the backyard, right? Well, we're off to see your movie, but you can't come with the sport. I'm sorry. It's rated R. Oh, but I'll close my eyes on all the bad parts. Please, take me with you. Oh. So, how did it do? Well, let's get into the positives. This movie is so funny, and that has to do with the fact that these kids' comedic timing is pretty impressive.
Does this look like a sippy cup? No, it's a fucking juice box. Because I'm not a fucking child.
That's actually hilarious.
Comedy is a hard thing to pull off, but these kids hit every joke hard, and it makes it so much funnier because it really sounds like this is what a kid would say if they were put in these types of situations, because, I mean, they are kids. I just love the amount of naivety that came from these kids that were dealing with situations that were really out of their league.
My God, there's Molly in there.
Okay, who's Molly? Because she's not with us.
And our three main actors here work really well with each other, making it look like the producers really went out there and found three best friends to come out in this movie. They play off each other's jokes well that it doesn't make it as annoying as other kids' movies usually do. I never really found myself annoyed with a lot of what the kids said or did. I was actually laughing throughout the entire movie because I found the jokes funny even if they were childish. I also like that this was almost like a parody of what Hollywood is doing nowadays. You know, whenever they make a high school movie, they tend to go the Steve Buscemi route.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
They would cast 20-something-year-old actors to play high school kids, and it happens all the time. I mean, look at Superbad, High School Musical, Life of the American Teenager, Riverdale! The list goes on and on. So when Hollywood does this, we get cringe-worthy dialogue of what adults think high school kids would say. But here, it almost seems like the producers are making fun of that idea by now having real junior high kids say hilarious dialogue that adults would say. So I think this was a pretty impressive idea, and I like that they took this risk because it was pulled off so well, and it works far better here, and it's more believable than to make me think that this guy from Pretty Little Liars is 17.
You can bullshit everybody else, but he ain't fooling me.
And just when you think the movie couldn't get any better, it gets real. Make no mistake, this is a coming-of-age movie, and it really hits us with a deep message of growing up and growing apart from your friends. I really didn't see this coming, and it happens really quickly, but the director did a good job of blending it well into the movie, because sometimes when you go to different grades as a kid, you start to notice that the friends you once had move on and do different things. You might have different classes or different lunchtimes, and the film plays this really well. I just love how they handled this twist in the movie. Okay, so let's get into the negatives of this movie, and I really didn't think there was a whole lot wrong with it. I would think the biggest issue I had with the film is, of course, the kids. Now, I did think that they did a good job, but for some people, they might find what the kids say or do annoying. They might grow tired of kids running around and screaming, and that really comes from Lucas, played by Williams. He was a bit harder to watch because he was very whiny and very screamy, and he kind of kept doing this throughout the entire movie, that I did find myself starting to get a little bit annoyed, because he comes off as this really goody two-shoes character, and he's almost like a walking, talking PSA mascot of the movie. But a lot of what he says is still pretty funny, so I think it kind of balanced itself out well. So with all of that being said, I'm giving Good Boys a B-. Man, this was the funniest movie I've seen this year. It kept me constantly giggling at a lot of what the kids were saying and doing. And I thought even though some of the jokes were childish, it was fine because they are kids and it works really well. But like I said, if you're not a fan of watching kids act, this might be a bit of a harder movie to watch because, if I'm being honest, it's not like you're watching the kids of Stranger Things, so the acting is a little less impressive, but still, this is a movie that I would recommend to everyone, except kids, but if you want to take your kids, it's up to you. I'm not saying you could, but hey. Well, that's it for the review, you guys, but let's talk about it. Did you guys watch Good Boys? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Put your comments in the comment section down below, and it would really help this channel out a lot if you give this video a little bit of love by hitting that thumbs up button, and if you would like to see more of my reviews, subscribe to my channel and you'll get notifications anytime I release a new review. So all you have to do is just hit the little bell icon and then you'll get those notifications. Thank you guys for joining me, and sorry again I have fallen behind. I am planning on releasing a review extravaganza that will cover everything I've watched to this point, and it will take some time, but I'm working on it and I will get it out. Well, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next time. I promise.
You shot the maid.
Does she look like she's wearing a giant white wedding dress, Emily?